Well, g'day everybody, and welcome to Settlements Rising. This is going to be a probably a bit of a long play, a let's play of Settlements Rising. You'll be able to find things that you can do and stuff in it. With a big thanks to the Catalyst crew for providing us with access to this game quite early. It's going to be released in October. There'll be a link below for you guys to check out if you want to check the game out for yourself and wishlist it. Grab it when it comes up. When we played the demo, it was I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love the art style and stuff. So what is Catalyst Crew? Well, Catalyst Crew, sorry. Well, Catalyst Crew is obviously the developer and the publisher, but what is Settlements Rising? The medieval city building and colony management game that offers lively colony experience with simulated villages, dozens of professions and resources, natural disasters and raids, while providing full control over the colony through trade, production chains and datas, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. The reason why I've got this page up here for you guys is so that you can actually see what is already playable in the beta version. Now there is still a couple of months before this will be released. Released into early access, but the early access version. So what we see in here won't necessarily be everything that's in the game, but you can see what is available in the game here already, which is an absolute massive amount. So it's not like they're throwing out a sort of a semi build like you do with some early access games. You get some sort of semi sort of builds that don't have anywhere near as many features in them as what they should. So anyway, you can play in different modes. Chill mode, raids, pandemics, natural disasters and predatory animals are disabled. However, there are mild diseases and exploration challenges to maintain some level of difficulty. You've got survival mode, which is what we're going to play in. It's the default mode where all settings are at their default values. Raids, diseases and natural disasters are enabled, but at a normal level of difficulty. And then you have absolute hardcore and complete custom. So we're going to go with survival. Let's get stuck into this. We will change this to a large map size too. There's the map seed if you guys want to play along. Okay, here we are. The very start of the game. What we need to do now is, this is the map. Now the map will have a fog of war on it, but it gives you the opportunity to find a location that you feel is going to be suitable to set up your settlement before you start playing, which I think is fantastic. Now what we probably want is there is trade and ports and stuff like that in the game, so we want to be relatively close to the ocean, as opposed to, oh, look at all the fishing out here. So much fishing out there. We've got stone, roots, mushrooms, berries. We've got some deer in there. We've got some wild animals out here, a wolf's den, and a wolf's den out here, which is probably pretty dangerous until such time as we start getting some military up and running, because there is military in this. I'm looking for a place that has probably a little bit of iron, some stone, some fishing. Certainly not as much fishing in there, but I kind of like this area here. But do we have hunting in here? Well, we have hunting in this area. We have hunting here and some hunting up there as well. So this probably isn't too bad a place. We've got some herbs, a herb source there. We've got more hunting around, medicinal roots, which is good. And over here we've got a coal source, a couple of coal sources, some iron as well. There's some iron over here. So I think maybe I don't want to go too close to these wolf dens. They only appear in winter. Well, if they only appear in winter, maybe we can get the villagers out to completely destroy that before things happen. Maybe we'll go in that direction. We might build up through here It is pretty important, obviously, to pick yourself the best starting place that you can possibly get. There's coal over there. There's iron there. I think through here might be a good place for it. We can set up a port and stuff up there. I reckon that might be the way to go. We've got plenty of forest and stuff like that to work with as well, which is going to be good. We don't want to destroy all of the forest, so I might put our town centre right about here, maybe. Yeah, we've got some fishing out there as well, so let's plonk it down here. Lovely. Are you sure you want to build a town centre here? Let's confirm it. It will roll and give us the option of some cards that we can carry through with us. We can get 100 bread and we can use it straight away. 200 berries, use it straight away. Or increase the growth rate of fibre plants in the field by 50% for 4 years, which we can save for later. I think we might add... I reckon we might add 200 berries and we'll use that straight away. All right, so everybody in your village will, as I said, everybody has lives. So we can open the profile of Edward here, and his occupation is labourer at the moment. He has low IQ and low education, but all of that stuff's going to have to change at some point in time. So they also have gear here, winter coats, hide coats, and all that type of stuff. One of the biggest things that we want to do for starters is probably to start looking at food and timber as well. So we're going to have to chop some trees down here just to help us out a little bit in the initial stages. The other thing that I do want to do is I do need to do we're going to have to do a water well, which we won't do. We can't get a wood cutter until the town centre's built. So we might have to wait until the town centre gets built before we actually throw anything in. So, but people will go out and do jobs and stuff like that. There is a complete management system and stuff. Our population at the moment is 16. We have 10 adults and 4 children. Usually fit 4 population in a house at a time. These are our resources up here. We've got stone, we've got wood, we've got firewood, clothes, hide coats for winter, and shoes, as well as tools, which we're going to have to look at producing at some point in time. We have 35 months of food. I would suggest that you don't make that you don't be lax about that. 35 months sounds like a lot, but it goes by very, very quickly. Things don't build super fast in this game either, so that's worth noting. Roads and stuff like that have to be built. So you can see you can place roads and stuff. It doesn't cost you anything to place dirt roads, but they do have to be built. So everybody needs to do that. The one thing that we will do is, I'm going to put a forester out here. So I'm going to throw a road out there. It does say that we need houses, most definitely. That is a thing. But I want to put a woodcutter out here as well, purely because, there we go, purely because we need to get firewood happening. The other really important thing that I want to do is food production, is a gathering hut and a hunting hut. So I want to get a hunting hut up here. I know we have hunting out there. So I'm going to throw a hunting hut in here as well. I want that in relatively quickly. And the other thing that I want in as well, we could put a fishing hut in. I don't know whether we have fish in. We don't have any fish in these lakes, so no fish in there. So we will eventually have a fishing industry anyway. So the next one will be a gathering hut, and that can go out here as well. We'll spin that around and that can sit there. we'll get those built as quickly as we possibly can. And I think we might put some priority probably on the hunting hut, I reckon. And we might leave, yeah, I think the hunting hut probably, then the woodcutter, and then the gathering hut, so that we can start getting those food resources in. The other thing that we want to look at is we need to house our folks. So there is distance and stuff between houses and work, etc. So that's something that you do need to take into consideration for efficiency of things moving around and stuff. We also need to build ourselves storage-wise and open storage as well, which again is also really, really important. Now, I want to build this sort of between, I would like to build this between, well, relatively close to where our resources are going, which is going to be here, because we're going to chop some wood. The wood's going to go into here. These guys are going to have to, the woodcutter's hut are going to have to collect the wood out of there and bring it over there to work and stuff. Also, food at the moment is going to go in there. We can't do a granary in this until such time as we have a level 2 town centre. Now, to get a level 2 town centre, to upgrade it to level 2, you can see that we will need a healer's hut. We're going to need a school, a cemetery, a compost yard, trading dock, and a minimum population of 100 people. So that's a fair way away. This is where you can put in cards that give you bonuses and stuff like that. We'll get into that once that starts happening. The first thing that we will do, or the next thing that we will do, sorry, not the first thing, is we're going to throw some houses in here. 1, 2, 3, and I think we might throw maybe another one here, I reckon. And then that leaves a little spot for a road running through there, which is going to be good. Now, they do seem to use roads, and it does seem to make them travel a little bit faster, which is a fantastic thing. We're also going to need to mark some more timber chopping. So let's grab that. Let's grab those rocks there as well. And we'll have those mined off as well. We'll get rid of that too. And then everybody can move out. Okay, so the other thing that we have is the possibility of a raid within a year. So you have a beginning protection before you do. So this will also give you your military might as well, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Got overall happiness of, or the state of happiness of our town, which is fantastic right here, and it sort of gives you an idea on what you need to do to keep everybody happy and to increase that happiness and stuff. Land value, and there's a land value in this as well, which I'm looking forward to getting into, because I haven't got into that at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how the land value works into it, and works into happiness, etc. You can see these guys, they build out. I just love this art style. It's just sort of feels like a combination-y kind of art style. But you can see that things are built in stages. As you can see, they're slowly building up, which is really, really good. Once we've got those, we'll be able to allocate people to there. Down the bottom, we have our build menu, we have our harvest resources menu, our roads menu. We have our occupations menu, which allows you to allocate labourers, builders, and extra staff and extra people in all of the areas of production that we're going to have. And production is going to be a really big thing for us as well, so we need to keep that in mind. Once these things have been built, we will start having some firewood, which again, firewood seems to, it feels like it's really, really good, but 120 during winter does go relatively quickly, so you need to keep that in mind too. But more importantly, food, 32 months of food. 4 months worth of food is going to spoil within a year. It also gives you 0 food is needed annually for livestock because we don't have any yet. 277 food is needed annually for villagers. So we're going to need 277 per year. Just to keep the villages that we have at the moment, which is 16, operational and in food. So it's saying storage is needed. Well, we know that storage is needed, so we may actually prioritize that open storage construction. When we got this, it's automatically allocated workers, which is really, really good. There's a whole pile. I mean, this is stuff that we'll get into later in the series, but there is a whole pile of windows here for production priorities, for resource logistics, and you can draw village connections as well, which is one of the things that I really like as well, is it shows where the worker is and what they're currently doing at the moment. So we can have a maximum of 2 workers in here if we so wish. At the moment, I'm just going to have 1 in there. But what I am going to do is I'm going to have 2 hunters in here. Now we can locate our target area, and we can throw our target area for hunting over to there, and they'll hunt around this area. Now you can see the animals wandering around here. There's one there for starters, but they will wander around. On the odd occasion, you'll get one of them wander across the map there as well, which is really, really cool. We've got the gathering hut coming up. Again, food is really, 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 really it's just really important in all city building games. But in this, when I was having my test play and stuff, I felt kind of, we've got 30 months, we've got 30 something months worth of food. That's fine. That's heaps. But all of a sudden, you turn around and bang, you're in a bit of strife there because you've all of a sudden lost a lot of food. So really important to get those up and running if you're going to play this yourself. Over here is where is probably where our trade dock is going to be. I haven't experienced trade dock yet, but I'm looking very forward to that. Up here is resources. So this gives you an idea of the resources, the amount you've produced, the amount you're consuming, the amount you've looted, the amount you've imported and exported, what's spoiled, and all that type of stuff, which I love having all of this data here because it does help out a lot. So insufficient wood, there's yeah, okay. We've got to get some more, we've got to chop down some more trees. Need to chop down more trees. The one thing that I don't want to do is chop down too many trees into the hunting area, so we need to keep that in mind. But we'll probably put ourselves another woodcutter down here as well. So because I don't know whether it causes migration of the animals. You can see what's happening over here. The animals actually moved out there a little bit, which is perfectly fine. Now, once we do set up our own military, then we can actually start to explore the map a little bit. And there's places of interest that you can raid, and there's areas that you can get extra resources and treasures and stuff like that. So, looking really forward to doing that as well as we move through the series. Enhancement cards. So this will show you all the enhancement cards. And what cards you currently have in use, which boost productions and boost happiness and all that type of stuff. So there is a little bit of a strategy there it's kind of like if you're a government and you're running policies, and different policies help with different things, or if you're the CEO of a company and you implement some type of strategy that actually increases production, that's kind of what the card system is like. After 15 baby births or immigration, new cards will be rolled. So, excuse me. So once we've got an extra 15 villages, then we will be perfectly fine there. Okay, gathering hut. Beautiful. It is nearly there. Once that's done, then we're going to add another person to that. At the moment, we have one woodcutter. We have 2 hunters. We've got 4 labourers. And we've got 1 gatherer that's just started. But I think we'll probably put in another gatherer. And we'll only have 3 labourers for now. Which is fine. Should be fine. So they're starting to build these houses. This house here, I think, is ready for construction now. These other ones are having resources delivered to them, as you can see. Again, it's really, really important in this game to consider where you're putting stuff. The reason being is, like, for example, if I had a woodcutter out here and my storage was over here, and I had a whole pile of building going on in here, they wouldn't normally, from what I found, they won't pick up wood from here, trees that have been chopped down, and move them straight over to areas that needed building. I found that they would walk all the way over and dump it here, and then pick it up and walk it all the way back to wherever you're building and stuff. So that's pretty important. The next really, really, really important thing that we are going to need to do is we're going to need to put in a well. And I'm going to put in a well at the end of this. I'm going to put a well in. Now I'm going to put the market. I'm going to put a market in here. So I'd like to have a well that's relatively central to everything. And you can see the sort of area of influence that it gives you. So I think maybe for now, we could possibly, I think we'll throw it here for now. And we will prioritize that as well. And then that should cover that area. That should be good. And it'll allow these houses to collect their firewood from here and collect their water from there. And we'll build, probably put a road through here and put another 3 houses in here, and they'll all have access to that well and everything. Also, nearly said well again. So houses are being built there. That's fantastic. This won't be built until all the resources have despite the fact that we've done it as a priority, the builders won't build it until all of the resources have arrived. So you can see that she actually walked over here and grabbed water from here, which is probably a really good water source. I didn't realize they could do that, but that house owner actually did do that. So that's really, really cool. What else do we need? We need to look. We've got some more trees going down, which is perfectly fine. What we need to do is keep our eye on our workers as they move out into the fog of war, just in case there's some nasties and some untoward people over there. Iron ore resource, there's 604 iron ore in there. The other thing that we need to do is set the foraging area, and I think we will set the foraging area to there. Should be good. That's for the gatherer's hut, and depending on how it looks like our food is going up. I'm not sure how balanced it is at the moment. It's something that we'll have to see. You've got sort of 33 months of food, and 10 months worth of it will spoil within 1 year. But whether they use the food that's going to be spoiled before they use other stuff, I don't know. I don't know whether it goes that far into depth, if you understand what I mean. So we want to kind of we want to keep food coming in, obviously, but we obviously also don't want to be wasting a lot of food. So it's October. We will hopefully get these other 2 houses built before winter comes. And hopefully that well also. So we're waiting for more resources. We're going to need more rocks, I think, which is going to be a thing. I don't believe we can mine that rock. We can go over and mine that one though. And we've got some other rocks in here that we could probably mine too. We might grab those as well because we're going to definitely need those. We've got one lot there, and I think that's what's holding us up. Although we do have 16 stone in our storage here, you can set storage limits, like local storage limits for different products. So you might be in an area that it doesn't really need too much food in there. There might only be a couple of houses there, but a lot of industrial buildings that require timber, for example, or you know, to make furniture and stuff. And you can set all of those limits and stuff in here as well, which is fantastic. I think we probably should be getting hides now, which means that we should, once we've got these houses built, we should be able to make hide. We should be able to start making coats and stuff. Some coats, some shoes, and all that type of stuff, which is going to be really, really important. We're also going to need to get some herbal medicines happening as well, which is probably relatively urgent, considering that we can actually have viral outbreaks and stuff in the village and in the settlement. So we're going to have a healer's hut constructed, and a school, and a cemetery, compost yard, which will go around collecting all the rubbish from the building and from the town, and try and sort of prevent disease, which is a really good thing. We're not going to worry about a trading dock yet because we really don't have an industry going yet. So almost got everything delivered here. It looks like all of the stone has been delivered everywhere. We're just waiting on timber to come through now as well. How are we going population wise? We've only got 3. Yeah, we've only got 3 labourers at the moment, but that will change. So I'd kind of rather have. We could probably actually take one person out of here for now, and possibly even one person out of here, just to increase our labourers. Just because we have 38 months worth of food, which will get us through winter. And as soon as we've got the stuff built that we need to get built, and the labourers moving stuff around and chopping trees, then we will be able to reallocate them in there. But we're going to have to monitor it really, really carefully, just to make sure. Again, don't want to take down all of that forest. Would rather sort of move out here or out here at some point. It is a massive hike over to this open storage, but we could build some more open storage out here, which at some point we're going to have to anyway, especially when we start moving industrial areas through there. Now before I finish up this episode, we'll quickly have a look at some of the other stuff that we can do. So we've got the woodcutter, which does firewood. We've got the weaver's workshop. The weaver's workshop creates hide coats and leather armor, I think, or clothes, and if you've got wool and jute, and then hide coats using hides. We've got the cobbler's workshop to do our shoes. We've got a miner's hut there, a forester's hut there, which we're going to have to do at some point. A herbalist's workshop, which is going to be pretty important to produce medicine. Now we've got the smeltery, the blacksmith, the charcoal kiln, sawmill to create planks. Tannery, brewery, and carpenter's workshop are currently under construction as well. House-wise, we've got a level 2 house. Once we have a level 2 town centre, and we've got our level 1 houses there. Storage-wise, we've got the open storage, the granary, the root cellar, which it looks like we might be able to build at some point. It's not saying that we require... Kind of not saying that we require... That one says that we prerequisite is level 2 townhouse. So there we go. We've also got a treasury. Now they do say that you can see snow starting to come as well. Food production wise, we've got the hunting, gathering, fishing, crop fields, which is after we have a compost yard and a minimum population of 30. We've got a livestock farm once the crop fields have been built. A smokehouse, windmill, bakery, and a cheese maker. We've been through the resources. Services, we've got the cemetery, the healer's hut, we've got the school, the trading dock, marketplace, shipyard, and town centre. Excuse me. Decorations wise, makes things a lot more desirable. So we've got some flower gardens and stuff like that. We've got medium and large parks as well. So I mean, we could throw a large park in here somewhere if we wanted to, just to increase the land value of that, which we will eventually. So what you can see is you can see some banished influence. You can see the farthest, you can see some farthest frontier influence in this as well, with house desirability, decoration, and all of that type of stuff. So that's something to keep in mind as we go. And what we might actually do is I might actually throw a flower bed in there, because that's going to increase the value. So we'll kind of, I think one of the mistakes I made in Farthest Frontier was I tried to pack all of the houses and stuff into I thought I was being really, really smart and just packing them all together and all that type of stuff. But what I wasn't thinking about was leaving space and room for decorative objects and desirability objects to leaving spaces to place that stuff to upgrade my houses and things. So we need to keep that in mind as well. So there's the land value. At some point in time, when we've got a level 2 town centre and we have a 50 land value and a sawmill, we should be able to upgrade these to level 2 homes as well. So there you go, guys. I'm going to leave this episode here. It looks like we are running short on stone, but that's okay because we've got a whole pile of stone out here that we're going to chop up and cart. But I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. I hope you're looking forward to a full series of this, which is what I am doing. I'm looking very forward to doing a full series of this and exploring it even further. So thanks the Catalyst crew and for providing us with early access to what is going to be released in October this year. Keep your eye out for it, wishlist it, and I will see you guys in episode number 2. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.